What up? It's Volley from Vantana Row, and I have a giant zit. Look at that beautiful thing. I been doing nothing and being a piece of shit. No, but lately I've just been watching YouTube videos and just like going to work and just feeling like shit. And I don't know. Just like been watching these YouTubers do vlogs and like, what does my dumbass want? Oh right, I'll just fucking. I'm trying to stop myself from fucking watching their shit. Cause I'm over it. Like, it all started. I was doing collages and trying to find something to listen to. Usually I like do audiobooks or like I'll have like a dumb paranormal video on in the background or scary stories. Blah blah blah. Trying to like do something different and like ended up getting like basically seeing all this like controversy with that fucking bitch, and then not even gonna name names because I'm like so embarrassed of even getting involved in any drama. Sent me down a fucking rabbit hole, and here we are now. It's been like 4 or 5 days of me just like working shifts and then just getting off and then being like, okay, I'm gonna do something, and then just watching YouTube. So supposed to be writing, but I've like got myself in this fucked up place now where I'm just dumb. I actually have something to record too, and I'm just like, why don't you just do that? Why don't you just have the ambition to do it? No, my dumbass is like, I just gonna keep watching videos. Like, it's so crazy. It's like I'm addicted. Like, every time I go to do something else, like I just finished a bunch of CDs, which, you know, yay, but like, I'm usually way more productive than that. Like, usually would have been doing hellos. So the fact that it was just like, you know, it just like, anyways, point is that I'm like, okay, well, if I'm just so obsessed with this vlogging thing, I'm just like fucking film myself talking about nothing, because really that's what I was just watching. It's like I'm watching all these people like eat and like talk about their life, and it's like boring as shit, dude. And I'm like, my life's pretty boring right now, like just working, and then like we're supposed to be writing, but like Jamie just finished editing season 3 again, and then I'm all like, okay, that like put a spin on my life. I was so inspired to write, I was, and then it was like one of those things where it just kind of happens, like, and then now I have this zit, so like so there you go, that's the true story. Yeah, just
it changed everything.
I might have wrote some cool shit. I don't know. I have like a billion lyrics, so it's not like, it's probably like one of those things where you just start doing it and you immediately are like killing it. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, the motivation isn't there. I feel like a slug. Like, I feel like, I don't know what I feel like. It's just been like a lot of inner struggle, blah, blah, blah. I'm trying to like, you know, make money. Working is pretty exhausting. I mean, I've been like trying to get as many hours as possible, and today, like, for the first time, instead of just staying after, I just like actually left. Like, after 5 hours, I was just like, okay, bye. So I mean, I think that's kind of a key indicator of how I'm feeling. I like leave work after 5 hours, and then I'm like, all right, time to watch YouTube. Like, what the fuck? Who am I? And I really am struggling. It's so weird. It's like I was like going back and forth, like tried to watch some like, it's not watching, it's like audio stuff. Like I'm on YouTube, but I'm going for like, wait, maybe that's the problem. I had this podcast going, this Wiccan podcast, but literally it's a podcast. There's no video, right? The audio was so bad, like embarrassingly bad. Like, no YouTube video I watched today had audio that bad, and it was just audio. Like, there's no visual. So what the fuck are you doing? Yeah, so I don't know. So I tried that, and it was just shit. So I was just like, okay, back to YouTube. And then, you know, now I'm over here trying to cover up this pimple. It's like, when you're on there, you're just gonna keep getting recommended the shit that you've been watching, and the shit I've been watching is just fucking dumb. So I tried to look up shit that I usually look up and like paranormal shit, and that was boring, and Nikola Tesla was too boring, and well, it wasn't boring, it was just kind of depressing. I thought it was interesting, but it was like when somebody's just monotone talking about somebody who's dead and who got fucked over by like all the people around them, and like was a genius and completely like, you know, not mistreated, but like kind of just didn't make it, you know what I mean? Sucks. It's not like a fun subject, but like that's the shit that I usually like to like look up. It's like I usually watch like Criminal Minds or like Forensic Files or something, and could have put that on, but it's just like, you know, when you're like one of the like what, like when you always like watch like sad stuff and like you're like mostly okay, you know, for you. But then like on a day where you just feel shitty, it's like all the stuff that you usually watch is like you need something uplifting. But then it was like, you know, I didn't want to watch anything uplifting. Then like getting into like looking at like there's this guy on YouTube called what's his name, babe? What's the guy that you like?
That I like? That you like?
Oh, Rushing Waters.
Oh,
What is his name? Infinite Waters. Diving Deep. Yeah, he's super sick. I was like, you know, kind of getting into that shit and like, you know. So yeah, because I've been trying to go vegetarian again because I like fell off the boat, and then like this job that I work, it's like a little cafe, and it's basically like it's like so mom and pop, like don't even want to get into the details, but basically like we get these like huge things of like turkey and ham and pastrami, and we have to cut them like deli style. And I gotta tell you, like the cannibalism was no like I was feeling like I killed the animal. Like it was just so like obviously like meat, you know what I mean? Like the more that I would cut it, the more that I really felt like, especially when I would get close to cutting myself, you realize, you start to associate, you're like, this is just like meat. Like this is like no different than human meat. When you don't think about it, about like, you know, like somebody's like emotional capabilities or like where their intelligence is at. If you just think of it on like a physical level, like the flesh is the same. It's just, yeah, anyways, fucking, so I've been like, okay, I'm done with the cannibal life, trying to eat more healthy and all this shit, and trying to like stay fit because like, fuck no, I have a lot of mental problems as it is, and like, I have a really, really bad memory problem, and like, I've noticed that like, it's been really, like, over the past few years, it's become more and more obvious that like, I could barely keep like a steady line in thinking. I mean, let alone the fact that like my brain is already naturally fucked up. Like, I mean, you know, I don't think well anyways, and I don't have a naturally good memory, so like diet, right? So anyways, yeah, I just been trying to do that, and it's just crazy. I'm just like, I just really hate like coming back from tour, and I knew it was gonna happen. I was like, okay, you're gonna come back from tour, you're gonna forget how awesome tour was, you're gonna like lose sight and get all vegged out and like hate everything, and like it's happening, and I'm like aware that it's happening, but at the same time, it's like, how are you gonna, like, you're not fixing it, you're just acknowledging it. So like, I'm like, okay, I just don't even know how to deal with it, and I'm like, okay, I just feel like when I was younger, when there wasn't like a singular project, when there wasn't like deadlines or like, you know, like responsibilities and blah blah blah, like I would just do whatever I felt like. Like, for instance, I sewed, I painted, I fucking, you know, I wrote poetry, I would go for a walk, you know what I mean? Like, I always just did whatever I felt like. That was like what I would do. And, you know, write a song, like fucking shoot a video, shoot whatever, you know what I mean? Like fucking, that's just what it happens. So it's like, I think that like one way to do it is to just do anything. Like if I stupidly want to do something, especially if it doesn't cost any money, it's like, why would you not do it? Like, not limiting yourself being like, oh, why would I do that? There's no point. Like, for instance, this video, obviously I'm talking about that. There's no point in this video. It's like I'm just doing my makeup and I'm just venting about stupid shit that doesn't matter to anybody but me. And then probably gonna post it. You know what I mean? Like, who? It's just, yeah, I don't know. I really like doing that scary stories thing that I posted. And I kind of want to do that kind of stuff, but it's like, you know what I mean? I have to focus. It's always thicker on this side, I noticed. I always do it thicker on this side. I don't know. Just like doing a video where I'm like, cover up this ugly ass pimple, bitch. And then talking about nothing. And also, I still don't know what the deal is. I'm sure it's mirrored, but it's like feminine cleansing cloths for sensitive skin. I don't know what the deal is. I guess, like, I don't know. Is it for cleaning your pussy? Like, that's what they always say. They're like, feminine da-da-da, feminine aisle, feminine care. And I'm like, why are they, like, you know what I mean? I don't know. It's like, are these special pussy cloths? Like, are you sure? I don't believe you. Oh, this is Milani. See, I was recently hearing good things about Milani, and I was like, I never heard of that brand. I don't know that drugstore brand. And then here I am with Milani. Look at me being up on my shit. Tell you what, though, whatever the fuck this is, CoverGirl Lash Blast Active. Fuck you, dude. It's the, first of all, I don't fuck with no shitty ass wands like this. No, I fuck with this shit. Look at this shit. Basically, me and Jamie were at the store. Jamie was trying to pick one, and I was like, no, I know this is the one. But this is the... Bitch, look at this. It's a goddamn bulldozer. And then you look at this ugly ass shit. I mean, let's be real. Let's be real. Who wins? What's sad is that all the makeup I have, I always have it for hella long, and then the shit wears off. And it's like, I don't even know who it is. It's very black, which, like, duh, everything is very black. But I don't know who made it. I see CoverGirl kind of light, but it's like, I don't know which one it is. So, anyways, I don't know what I'm talking about. Usually what I'll do is if I don't like the wand of the thing I got, I'll put it like this. But then it's too... do you see what I'm saying? Fuck. So, although there is still some juice in here. It's not usually there. But, oh my god, this wand is fucking the one, my guy. This wand is Jesus. Yeah, I just feel shitty. Like I was saying, I knew this was going to happen after tour. I was going to forget, like, how awesome of an experience it was and, like, what I'm saving for. This is the thing about me that I feel like most people really don't understand, because it's like, I don't know. It's like, it's hard for me to even understand, because, like I've been the way I've been for so long. I don't understand what it's like to be a normal person. Like, the way that most people think, at least what it seems like, it's like y'all have, like, a coherent, like, stream of words and thoughts that are happening in your brain. You're like, okay, this and this are happening, and what do I think about that? And this person said this, and this person said that, and this is, reminds me of that time. I don't have any of that. It's just like, boom, 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 boom. It's a fucking, like, unless I say it, like, not much is able to happen in here. It's like I'm in a fucking fog of death.
No.
Yes.
No.
It's crazy, like, so basically, like, for me, like, if something happened yesterday, right? and I try to think what happened yesterday. First of all, there's absolutely nothing that comes up just off the top of my head. I think of the people I work with. I know I went to work. I know that there was some videos that I watched because, like I said, I've been watching videos. And then as I think, I'm like, okay, like, there's that. Things start to pop up, but, like, it's not really there. This is the fucked up part that I've just been realizing, like, slowly, is that, like, I'm actually just trying to make sense of the clips that I have. You know how when, like, you're a little kid and you have a memory, and then as you get older, you remember it again, and after a while, like, your memory is just a memory of a memory, right? Like, I have that shit the next day. Like, the next day is that shit. It's fucked. Like, I'm a wreck. Like, so, I don't know. You know what I mean? So I'm just out here, like with half a brain and shit. Just, like, and nobody knows. Like, nobody knows because, like, I don't know. And I think that some people probably notice, like, when they get to know me after a while. I have no idea. I've never asked anybody, like, what they think about that. Like, if they notice that I, like, don't. I feel like people give me the benefit of the doubt because, like, they can't believe that that's how it actually is for me because I don't talk about it because I don't know. You know what I mean? It's just, like, it seems like there's no explanation, really. It's just, like, I'm, like, thinking, okay, probably a bad diet. That's my first thought. But I know that, like, it's definitely not just that because I've looked up some stuff, and it's probably liver damage because I've had, like, a serious alcohol problem in the past. And, like, you think, like, how old are you? Like, how bad could your liver be, right? But I was, like, drinking, like, a pint of vodka, breakfast, lunch, and dinner every single day for, like, I think 2 years solid. And the thing, it wasn't just that. I wasn't eating while I was doing that. I also wasn't just having that alcohol. Like, that was just a mandatory, for sure gonna happen. Most likely gonna have a bottle of wine at some point in the day. Most likely gonna find some other booze with my friends. Most likely gonna, like, pop something or, like, you know, fuck with acid. Meanwhile, this is all happening and I'm not drinking water. What is water? I didn't fucking... Dude. And smoking cigarettes and smoking weed and not eating. Like, girl, like, my liver... Right? That would have already been bad, right? Put on top of that I've tried to kill myself with pills twice, right? Twice that I got hospitalized for it, or just once? I don't know. I put the pills in my mouth and...
Twice, I think.
Yeah. Because I've, like, thought about it so much. When I was younger, I'm mostly past that shit. Like, I've moved on. But there was a moment for most of my... I think from 19 to, I don't know, like 25 or something, maybe 26, just wanted to die. Obviously, like, just, but, like, in the stupidest way where, like, you're like, I want to die, this is so hard, and then, like, get to the deathbed and you're like, oh, wait, like, you know, I just didn't want to feel pain. That's not the point. The point is that the first time that I really, like, the first time was the worst, and it was Tylenol. I popped a crazy big ass bottle, like fat bottle. I don't remember how many pills it was anymore. It was definitely over 200, and they were extra strength Tylenol. And I took them with booze, and I was I think I was like 20, maybe 19, somewhere in there. And basically, I took the pills, and I could feel my body, like, start to separate from my soul. At a certain point, it was like I felt sleepy. That was the first thing, and then I actually fell asleep. I was alone, and I woke up in the middle of the night, and I could tell I was dying. I was like, oh shit, like, this is what it feels like, because it just, like, it felt like I was drowning in my body, if that makes sense. Like, not in a, I can't breathe. Like, it wasn't like a panic state. It was just like, oh, like, this is, like, me leaving my body. Like, you could tell that the shit was, like, shutting down. Like, that's what it felt like. It was like the lights were going off in different parts of my body and everything was getting, like, dim, 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 dim. So then, I just got scared, you know? I got scared. I was like, I'm not ready. Like, I really did struggle with it too. I was like thinking to myself, like, what a bitch. Like, you can't just fucking go back to sleep. Like, this is it. Like, but then something in my head just kept being like, well, like, if this is the end, like, you don't know what's going to happen after this. Like, what if shit is amazing after this? Like, what if, like, everything gets better and, like, blah, blah, blah. And, like, you know. So then I end up calling my mom and I went to the hospital and I had already fully digested the pills. Like, there was no throwing anything up. There was no stomach pump because it was like I had been sitting with that shit for hours. So I had 10% chance to live. And the doctors were like giving me some medicine to like try to combat whatever was happening. But yeah, it was bad. It was like I really shouldn't have lived. Like 10% chance to live all my life. The doctor said that to my parents and me. And I just remember that I was just in a really fucked up state of mind. And I was just kind of like, I wasn't even scared at that point. It was when I was calling my mom. As soon as my mom got there, it was like my mind went back to that bad place, you know? So I was just like, all right, we'll see what happens. And I survived. But the consequences of that, that's the thing. That's the thing that people don't realize about like having suicidal tendencies. Like, you know, I'm speaking to people who have those problems. Like, you think, oh, like, I didn't die. Like, a lot of times, like, you don't just get away with that shit. Like, people who are like, oh, I drank and I'm fine, da-da-da-da, like, this and that doesn't do anything. Like, you know, all these different things. Like, when you're poisoning your body, there are side effects. Like, it's, you know, you think you get away with it. And as age progresses, like, I'm most definitely going to get liver disease, like, really early. Like, I'm not going to be surprised. Like, I fucked my liver up. Like, so, yeah. So, that's the reason that I'm pretty sure it's my liver being fucked. And there's not really much you could do except for, like, drink a lot of water. Don't smoke. Don't drink booze. Don't do anything. You know, I definitely, literally, to this day, I really can't take Tylenol without feeling like I'm going to throw up. Like, my body has a reaction. My body's like, that's not good. We're taking that out. Like, immediately. It's crazy. Like, my body just... Most times I've tried to take a Tylenol since that happened. This was years ago, too. I mean, like it's probably almost 10 years. Getting close. Like, probably 8 years ago. And yeah, to this day, if I take a Tylenol, most times I'll get sick and throw up. Like, it's not like you feel sick and you're like, I'm going to throw up. Like, no, like, you have to. Like, that's how my body gets. So, yeah. So I'm trying to eat healthy and shit for a lot of different reasons. Blah, blah, blah. Me. Yeah. But drinking a lot of water. It's been good.
I like you saying these stories.
Nanny's back there editing more videos, of course. Non-stop video editing ass bitch. We're in the mood. Well, it's so mood. It's so mood. Yeah, well, I'm not gonna quit cigarettes, that's for sure. So, that's the one thing I'm just like, you could take me, bitch. I can't not. It's like, it's a really fucked up thing because, like, you know, you could go into psychology or, like, oral fixation, blah, blah, blah. Who fucking cares? The point is that, like, if I don't smoke, I'm gonna want to eat. You know what I mean? And I've been trying to, like, bring water into that equation. That's the only way it's actually been really good. The oral fixation thing, I mean. Because, like, it has to be with a straw, first of all. The straw is everything. It's like I get a very similar satisfaction drinking water out of that cup as I do to smoking. Which has definitely helped on a lot of levels. Man, I cannot believe how well... I mean, like, my cover-up is not, like... You know what I mean? I mean, having freckles helps. But I don't have, like, magical cover-up. That shit covered up well. I'm like, thank you. That's a funny thing about having freckles. Sometimes, like, I'll have like certain like cuts and stuff, and it's kind of like blends in pretty well. At least that's my perception. I don't really know. I don't know. I have no idea what it's like to not have freckles. You know what I mean? I've wondered that too. Like, if people like see me different than I see myself, because I feel like as I've gotten older, like the freckles, like to me, kind of have melded into this thing. But it's like weird. It's like weird being covered in dots. It's fucking weird shit, dude. Remember, like in elementary school, like kids would call me like pizza face and shit, which is funny because like I remember at the time I was like, wait, isn't that for like pimples, you know? Which like made me feel even worse, obviously, because I'm like, oh, okay, like this shit is not only ugly, which I heard a million times, but it's also like no different than pimples. Like, that's fucked up. People are weird. I remember when I was growing up, literally no one liked freckles. No one at all, except for like really old ladies would be like, oh, I take that back. You know who always liked freckles though? You know who always had my back? The Mexicanos. They did. It's true. I can't lie about that. Every single time I met like a Mexican person, they're always like, oh my God, I love your freckles. Always. Since the beginning of time. I will say that. They always had my back. But everybody else was like, everybody else hated that shit. And then here comes like, what, like, and I think it's an age thing. I think that as soon as you become like an adult, like as soon as you hit a certain level of like maturity, all of a sudden the people around you start seeing your confidence in yourself, and they're like, oh shit, this person is awesome, and it's because of the thing that makes them weird. Which is not true, because like if I was out here like hating myself and being hell of a parent and like trying to make you like me, you'd be like, you know, I don't know. I'm just talking about my ass. I'm just saying. And then that whole trend happened where bitches are out here giving themselves the perfect freckles, fucking as if. I always hated that shit since I was little with the fucking. My sister has those too. My sister has the perfect fucking freckle. I was hella mad. I'm like, this bitch not only is prettier than me, but she has freckles in the only good place. I was like, bitch, fuck off. So all these little girls fucking put freckles on their face. Freckles are so cute. I'm like, you go fuck yourself. Like, freckles might be cute, but like, no. But yeah, I think, yeah, I could just talk like this for a while, actually. Maybe there's like some therapeutic shit happening. You know, I remember when I was younger, like even like 4 years ago, I used to do stuff like this where I would actually talk to myself in the camera. You remember that shit? With my laptop, I think. Yeah, I used to do like videos, and I didn't even post them. It was, I can't remember why I did that shit. I have no idea. Another memory problem. And then my brain's like starts making up reasons. That's what I'm saying. It's like probably not those reasons. I don't know why. I do remember that it was like always like a diary kind of thing. But I mean, knowing my situation, it could have easily just been like me trying to like keep track of what's happening. You know what I mean? Like just like a diary that I didn't have to write. I actually, growing up, I kept a diary strong, dude. I was like super into my diary. Like I would like do a thing when I didn't feel like writing about anything. I would just do like a chart where I'd be like, school, -5. Love, -10. You didn't know about this? I told you about this shit. Yeah, straight up, I would like rate my day by category if I didn't feel like actually writing anything.
Shut up.
Yeah, there's proof. It's in our storage right now. You can look at it. It was always so dumb too, because sometimes I would like put notes on the side, like, especially with love, I'd be like, da-da-da doesn't like me, smeh. And it was always like with the parents, it was like, I got bad grades again. they don't love me. Meh. Like, so ridiculous. Yeah, so, but yeah, I always like keeping a diary, and I think that now, back then I had so much time. I mean, like, my life in elementary school was literally like going to school, coming home, like reading. First of all, I read during school. I was that kid that like finished the homework during class in elementary school. Like finished the homework during class that I could, and I would just be reading like under the desk, like trying to get away with it, cuz like I was like avid reader. Like I loved reading. I've always been like super into reading. And you get older and it's like, also, I didn't grow up watching TV. I feel like that had everything to do with it. Like my parents like really had no money when I was born. And for like pretty much the first like all of the main years, like I think I was about 12, maybe 11 when my parents started to get some money, and it was like, okay, like, I remember about that age, my sister and brother were like six and 4 or something. And my parents had enough money, and they got this little playground. It was a shitty piece of shit playground from like Home Depot or something, like $100, one of those like little small ones. And we were like, oh shit! But I was so mad because I was too old. My dad was like, if you sit on it, you're gonna break it. It was fucked up. So I got like the short end of the stick in like a lot of ways, like with the money thing. But I also, I read like, and I kept it going. Like, and I remember that I had kind of a weird stance against like movies, and like I liked them to a certain degree, but like I didn't people talking to me like about like going to sleep with the TV on was next level to me. I was like, what is that? You know what I mean? To me, that's like, I don't even know. Yeah. And, you could tell I'm swole. You could tell I'm like swole on that side, huh? It looks like I got like some fucking surgery or something. Yeah. It's my swole pimple. But yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just talking about stupid shit. But yeah, I don't know. This whole video is just dumb and pointless. And just me being like, so, me. But, like, I remember when I was doing Advina, like, my solo project from, like, 4 or 5 years ago, I did, like, a song a day, first of all. Like, I was, like, that was my thing. Like, I would get off of work, and I would just write a song. And sometimes it would take an hour, and sometimes it would take 5 hours. It didn't fucking matter, because I didn't have shit else to do. I just had my bottle of wine, and I was just doing that. So, it was all good. It was hella nice. It was a great era. But, what was my point in saying that? My point in saying that is that I would post the songs, like, that day. Always. And almost always. Sometimes, towards the end, I started doing albums. Not the point. The point is that most times I would just post the song on SoundCloud. And I did not give a fuck if anybody saw it. Like, I remember I didn't promote shit. The only time I ever promoted anything was this guy ended up being like, let's work together at a certain point on the internet. He was like in like Louisiana or some shit. And he did some beats. He did like 4 beats. One of the beats was like meh. So I only used like 3 of them. And then basically like when I did that, I did a music video for each song. And actually only 2 of the songs, I take that back. And basically I promoted one of them in Alameda. I like put posters up. And this is so dumb. Like, I was so stupid. Like, I knew that it was hella clickbaity that I was in a bathtub. This is the thing. I had always wanted to do a music video where I was in the bathtub actually naked. This is how stupid I am. So I do this music video in the bathroom, like in the bathtub, like naked with like bubbles and shit over my tits or whatever. My mom's filming, by the way. So ridiculous. Like, didn't even think that was weird at the time. Like, me and her both were like, yeah, okay, meh. Fucking ridiculous. And the most ridiculous thing was that my sister had been kidnapped and she was missing at that time. She's fine now, in case you didn't know. She was missing and I didn't know what was going on. So I was like, basically I wrote this song about her. And so in the music video, I want to do a song in the bathtub, unrelated. But I was like, oh, this song's about her. I want to include her somehow. So I take a picture of her and hang it on the bathroom wall next to me in the bathtub naked. Like, what weird shit is that, dude? Like, that's like bizarre. Like your sister's missing, you're naked in a tub, like, and it was like this like really MIDI, like ding 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 ding. It was like very like chippy like MIDI vibes, and like I'm all fucking. I actually legit did cry in that video, though. That was a real cry that happened. That's how delusional I was. Like, I was just like, naked in a bathtub, simultaneously achieving my naked dreams. And yeah, so I had like a thumbnail from that video of me like this or some shit with like bubbles. It's obvious as fuck that I'm naked. And I put up those pictures being like, check out my video. And it was so dumb. It only got like 200 or something views, I think. I don't really know. That's the last time I checked it, I guess. Like, back then. But it was, yeah, it was...
more than that.
It
was like to where you knew it was like...
You knew that it was like weird. Like I didn't think it out. Like, I didn't think about like, oh, these people might like fucking, you know, masturbate or something. You know what I mean? I didn't think about that shit. Because I was just like, oh... People, when they see somebody naked on a poster, are going to watch that shit. You know what I mean? That was what I thought. So, stupidly didn't think about the reason why there might be a lot of views on that one and not any other one.
There were views on the other one?
There was. Point is that Advina was like, I really didn't care about promoting it. Like, I remember I would be really surprised when anybody would even comment. There was like these two guys that would always comment on every single song that I don't know where they came from. I don't even remember. I think it was like there was one guy named Cody.
Cody. I think you have to pronounce it Cody.
Cody. Yeah, I don't remember. Yeah, I just remember that I was like, I remember thinking, like, this is really sweet because these people are so, like, genuine and pure. Like, these two guys, like, were so supportive, like, unnecessarily, like, really sweet. I didn't feel creepy at all, like, which is saying something because, like, believe me, like, it's usually creepy.
With the name Cody?
They were really nice. They were really precious, and, like, you could just tell that they were just like, yeah, you go. Like, it almost felt like I pictured them being these people that, like, go and find, like, random underground, like, nobody knows about this shit, you know what I mean? That's what I feel like they were. Like, they were just, like, they just supported random people that, like, had nobody supporting them. Yeah, so, the point is that, like, I think that creating art and just, even if it's just me talking, which is not art, but just making shit just to, like, make you feel okay. This is a weird thing, though, because, like, if it's just about making it, right? Like, why do you need to post it? You know what I mean? And I think there is a part of me that, like, I'm like, I don't expect anybody to be like, I don't expect to go viral. I don't expect there to be 200 people paying attention. I just, like the idea that somebody could find it. You know what I mean? I like that. Like, I remember there was this one girl I knew that, it was a long story, but I knew her from church, and I didn't know that she knew about my music. Like, I didn't know. Point is that, like, somehow or another, she knew about my SoundCloud, and there was a song on there that I took down one day because I was gonna, like, redo it or something. I can't remember. It was, like, a thing where I took it down, and then the next day, she was like, hey, you took that song down, and I was like, what? Hella, like, what? Because I was planning on putting it back up. It was just, I can't remember what it was, but it was like, it was one of those things where I wasn't rushing it because I was like, nobody cares. So stuff like that, where it's like, you know, and then it's just weird that you could hang out with somebody for so long, and she, like, didn't tell me until I took the song down. She's like, that song means so much to me. I literally listen to it every night, and I'm like, what do you, like, what? So, you know, I guess that's why you would post it. You know what I mean? Because it's like, it's not all about just like going viral. That's what I really hated when I was starting to watch these fucking YouTubers too much, because I'm like, oh God, like, you know, it's just like all about like, oh, I bought this, and like, you know, oh, all of my fans, and like, this is my job. And I'm like, okay, like, that's fine. But like, for me, that's toxic shit. I just don't, you know what I mean? Like, when I was younger, I definitely like wanted that shit, just like everybody did. Like, I wanted to like be famous and blah, 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 blah. And for me, like, I've come to a place where I kind of realized like the reasons why I wanted that. And then I'm like, oh, if that's the only reason I want it, then I don't need that. You know what I mean? Because I could get that shit elsewhere. You know what I mean? Like, and kind of figuring out, because like the whole fame thing is toxic as fuck. It really is. Like, and I think people more and more know that shit. Like, they're, you know, and I think we all have that young period where we're like, oh my God, maybe one day Ventana Row will be blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Like, it's just one of those things where it's like, if you're affecting people, then like, good. You know what I mean? Like, certain people like are so awkward in real life. Like, for me, I don't have any close friends. I really don't. Like, it's just me and Jamie. Like, the people that I work with are my friends. Like, I have a few friends from like being in Ventana Row. Like, you know what I mean? But like, I don't have like, it's crazy because like, I don't think about how weird this is, but like, if I needed to call somebody like and talk like about something really personal, like, I wouldn't have anybody but Jamie. Like, there's not a single person that I feel like opening up to. Like, I don't have any deep friendships. Like, and I really haven't ever. Like, I've had moments here and there where like me and somebody got really deep, like for like a year or two, you know? But like, it never lasts. So like, I don't know. My point is that like, when you have that kind of like social like dysfunctionality to yourself, I think that you just, that's another thing, is like, I guess if I had friends, I would be just telling them this, right? I think I just solved my own shit. I think I just fucking did. So there you go.
Friends now.
Just get some friends. Stop posting on YouTube. Stop trying to be so attention seeking. But just get some social skills, and then you don't have to post a video of yourself talking to yourself about nothing on YouTube.
Get them.
Now that I've diagnosed myself and covered up this pimple pretty well, like, I mean, it's not perfect, but like, let's be real, that shit looked bad before.
And now you can fucking get them. Get them.
I'm fine.